switch. Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to hit the bell and subscribe, but not in that order. Today we are reviewing the new to market from Meguiar's. Been in business since 1901. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. A new product, Pro Hybrid Ceramic Sealant. What is it, John? Well, let me tell you. This sealant, so it's a paintwork protection system that contains SiO2. SiO2? SiO2. Silica dioxide. Something that's modern, ceramic material. What's the difference between a sealant and a wax, John, or a liquid wax? Well, let me tell you. Typically, sealants contain materials which form some sort of scientific bond, covalent bond to the paintwork, which is better than a wax, which kind of just hardens on the paintwork, I guess. And sealants should, in theory, be more chemical resistant than oily old-fashioned paste waxes. Indeed, the Meguiar's product claims the most durable professional sealant to date. Their most durable professional sealant, I believe. So what does that mean? Well, I want to compare it with some other products in their range. I've got the hybrid ceramic wax, you know, which is an infusion of all sorts of things, including wax and SiO2, which is really durable. So if that outlasts that, is the get out of jail that it's in their professional line, and this isn't. But I'd expect this, with that product claim, to outlast that. But you know, I'm pausing because it's a tall order. This has got good durability. And then this 3-in-1 wax of Meguiar's, which I like as well. The durability of this product is not, it's not massive. It's decent. It does everything. You know, it's an abrasive, you know, and the wax in one and all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to compare it to a fourth product as well, which is a conventional liquid wax, you know, based on carnauba wax and no SiO2. SiO2? SiO2. Sorry, don't keep doing, never do humour. Some of the other product claims, guys, are non-staining, easy to use, which I always associate with Meguiar's liquid waxes, and I agree with. I love the buff on them. You know, I'm a big fan of this. Check out my review of M27, which is like their predecessor to this product, which I didn't notice. This one says M27. So it's like it's probably based on their M21 technology, which was I think a silicon polymer or an amino functional silicon, you know, and this might be the same thing with the SiO2 in it, I'm guessing. Hand or DA? What the hell? Oh, you can use it by hand or by DA. Longer sealing time, that's written as an advantage because you can let it seal while you're going around the car. Well, generally a longer sealing time isn't an advantage, but we'll get down to that when we get to the instructions or the destructions. Gloss plus slickness, okay, yep. Now this is interesting. You can use it as a base layer product because it's a sealant, which is typically what you do. What do I mean by base layer? It means you do full prep, you polish, you remove all the polish residue, you know, you degrease so that you have a bare prepped surface, and that's cool. Then your protection that goes on top of a bare prepped surface is known as your base layer. And sealants are typically base layer products. Or wax topper, that's interesting because it struggles to bond on top of a wax or on top of PPF, which is great. That's the only unknown. I suspect if you put it on top of a wax, you're going to compromise durability, so you'll get the best out of this product with pure prep, and that's what we're doing, pure bare bones prep. How are we going to test it? Well, I've prepped that top section of the wing and that half of the bonnet, and I've prepped a test panel over there, so they're completely bare bone prepped, and that's bare bone prepped. That I'm going to do a live demo of applying the product, and a live buff, so we can get a feel for it. That I'm going to use to compare longevity and beading and all that to other products. Before we do that, guys, we always talk about price. We always talk about price. This product costs £35 for 473 millimeters, which is 16 fluid jibber jabbers, 16 fluid ounces. Like called jibber jabber. Quit your jibber jabber, ain't getting on no plane. So let's have a look at comparisons of other similar sort of liquid sealant products. Menzerna Powerlock, $14.95 for 250ml. So that's roughly about £30 for the equivalent. The Meguiar's gets an advantage though, because that's a smaller size offering, isn't it? So it scales up. So 30 quid, that might be 27.28 at a litre, I'm guessing, you know what I mean? Meg's M21 was 25 quid for the 16 fluid jibber jabbers, or 473ml, which is the same amount. Another comparison, a leading Market leading, popular sealant, Jet Seal by Chemical Guys, 32 quid for 473 millilitres, which is also 16 fluid jibber jabbers. Now you have the Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wax, which I think is 20 or 25 quid. This isn't a good comparison though, is it? Because this is for, how many jibber jabbers? 26 jibber jabbers and 768 millilitres, but you use this differently. That was about 25 quid for the same amount of jibbers. Okay, now, so we've compared prices. So it isn't cheap. It's above what Meguiar's have set themselves previously for sealants and most of the other competition on the market. You can argue, well, the Jet Seal doesn't have SiO2. Neither does this. Neither does this. Okay, but that's not for me to justify it. It's for me to give you some information and then you to make a decision on it. I bought this in Halfords, guys. You can obviously get the price down with a trade card in Halfords, and Halfords often do deals on products. So you might be able to get the price down to, you know, on a deal, maybe down to like 25 or 27 or 28 quid. Then it becomes a lot more desirable. Okay. I'm going to just pause here so I've got this introduction in the can and we're going to go straight on to polishing. Okay, I'm back. Right, we didn't even move the camera. Let's go straight on to using this product, guys. So, as always, with any product, let's just have a look. It's got this lovely little diffuser thing on the top of it, which just reminds me of their Wash Plus dispenser. Let's just take the lid off. I've taken the little seal off. Now look at that. That looks exactly like M27. Just get the snozzle on it. Definitely a good year. 1996 Bollinger. You're talking Bollingers. It smells lovely. It's got like a berry scent. It's really well emulsified. So there's, you know what I mean? It's not like separated and you've got to shake the living hell out of it to get it all into one homogeneous like cream. So that's really well emulsified, which you'd expect from Meguiar's. Now, let's put this down on the tripod, tilt forward so you all go crazy, and let's read. Meguiar's always have these instructions, or these destructions tucked away in here somewhere. Here they are. Directions, shake well. We've already read the preamble. First use Meguiar's wheel and paint iron decon. Why do I want to do that? Oh, to decon the paint. Well, okay, my paint's deconned, guys, trust me. Then clay it. Okay. Followed by at least one step of paint correction to prepare the paint. Oh, for best results, good. So you can ignore that if you don't want best results. But I've polished and I've decontaminated. Apply a small layer of product onto the pad. Proceed to apply a thin layer using overlapping passes, even coverage. Apply product for a minimum of 2 to 3 minutes cure. That's not bad. Oh, that's fine. So that's not a long cure time. Use Meguiar's cloth, etc. Flipping from side to side. Fully cures in 24 hours. So try not to wash it or whatever, you know. So that's interesting. Don't poke water at it when you're testing. So I always tend to leave products for that amount of time just to make sure all of the solvents have gone. So let's just do another shake the hell out of it. In case there's anything stuck down the bottom of there. Look at that wrist strength. You can see I've done this a few times. Okay. Right, bear with me. Okay, now, nice steady camera work, John. Whoa, comes out quite quick. Let's go with 4. And let's get this primed. Whoa, don't start up. Jumping the gun there, John. Right, let's just prime this into the pad. I've got a soft finishing pad on here as well. We're not trying to, this is not a product that you're going to use to cut your paint. It's a product you're going to be using to seal your paint. So then we'll just put in 3 and we'll try and put them in different locations. So eventually we've got an even spread of polish all over our padder. Now, watch this epic camera work. I'm chucking it in here, look. Right, chuck it in there, get in there. Don't mess around. Let's give you a wide zoom. There you go. You can see that perfectly. Power of production. We want to do this whole bonnet, this whole half of the bonnet, sorry. So I'm just going to put out 6 dots. We are not polishing the paint. I'm going to work quite fast because this machine is prone to stalling, so I'm cranking up the machine speed. Let's just spread it out. lovely. Stalling. Better. Right. Well, I've got to get my CD out. Never mind. Or am I low on battery? No, I'm not. Very translucent. It's like disappearing into the paint. Bring you in. So it's really, let's just turn the machine off. Really light, and it's really disappearing into the paint. Usually you get that kind of oily trail. You can see that, but usually it's thicker. So maybe less is more, or maybe more is more. But I just want you to see the machine. See how light that is. Really interesting. No, it's still there. Yeah, that's okay. So we need to leave that for 2 to 5 minutes. Really interesting. I bet this is going to be good. Bodes well. Let's just put a little bit more on. I love using that word. Right. That's probably enough, really. But we'll just do a little tiny bit more. Okay, and let's show you. Should we do the magic camera angle? What do you reckon? This one over here. And down. Look at that. Okay, you can see the wing. So I'm going to get into position. So this is we're not polishing here, so we're not doing paint correction. The aim is to just put a thin layer of the sealant over the panel as quickly as we can. So it's 2 to 5 minutes. So literally the bonnet should be ready now, really. The bonnet should be ready. It feels like it's gone hard. Right, we've got a clean microfiber towel, guys. We're doing the 4-way fold. I want to always show you the buff. Got a little bit of light here. So can you see there you can see the trail of product with that light. Let's just buff over that now. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really good. Oh, there's a little water spotty there. Look at that. Look at that. You swine. Where's my buffer? Sorry. Give it a little rub. Yeah. Oh no, it's not got it. What is that? A bit of etching. I need a little bit of polish there to get that off. Anyway. This is so good to buff. It's so good to buff. I've got some like little chemical stains on my car. What the hell is that? Probably like bird dropping. You see them? What else caused that? Yeah, they're little chemical etches. I'll have to sort that out after the video. It's so... The product really is coming off the panel. Really, really nice. It is hard to see where it is. But, I mean, I guess if you just work your way softly over the panel. I'm not doing the 4-way pinch, am I? Gonna get pulled up on my own technique. I guess I don't need to, it's not sticking, so. Yeah, that's lovely. Really nice under the microfiber. Paint feels nice. I don't think there's any wax in this. Definitely feels great. Feels a bit like M21. It's got that silicone feel, but I think I can feel the SiO2 under the microfiber cloth. Okay, now let's go in and do this bit here. It really disappears back into the paint, this stuff. I like it. I certainly like how it applies, because I could get this onto my car so damn quickly. Meguiar's products, especially their liquid waxes, I always find give you, you know, some products you've really got to be careful. You really have to get the light on it and make sure there's no greasy marks or little trails of products. But Meguiar's liquid waxes always just seem to work really well for me. Yeah, so that's really, really impressed me. Now let's go over to here, and what we'll do, excuse me, we're just going to come over here now, and I'll take a clean, that's clean, we've got a clean applicator there, and we'll just put a little bit of product, we don't need a lot. There we go. We'll go up here and just give that a bit of a prime, and let's just apply it in little circles so we get some coverage. Slight darkening effect on the panel. Okay, that's covered. Just cross-hatch it. Absolutely no problem. Spreads lovely. Feels like a water-based product to me, an emulsion. And we'll leave that for 5 minutes, maximum cure time. And what I'm going to do, you don't need to see this, but I'm going to put the hybrid ceramic wax, the foundation layer down there. I'm going to put the 3-in-1 there, and I'm going to put a Carnauba liquid wax there. And put the panel outside, test the water behaviour, show it to you. We'll do that tomorrow once it's had 24-hour cure. Leave it out there, wash it a few times whenever I wash my car. Throw some chemicals at it, you know, shampoo, maybe a bit of APC. And then check it again in a couple of weeks, see what's going on. And then we'll finish off the video. But, thumbs up so far on the application. Let's not jump the gun a bit. If I just pan the camera right in, because M21, if you watch the video with me and Reg, applies very similarly to that. It's lovely. The buff on it's really good, although it's not as translucent. But it is definitely very easy to use. I'm going to give them a big tick on that so far. So I will see you instantly, but for me, it's going to be probably a couple of weeks. Over and out. Over, not over and out. See you in a second. Okay, guys, I'm back. It's been a couple of days for me. It's been nanoseconds for you. Some sort of temporal warp. Okay, so here we are, guys. The Meguiar's Pro Hybrid Ceramic Sealant. The section where it's dried, that's the tape line. You can see where there's no product. It hasn't, you know, you've got that hazing. Where the product goes down, it darkens. This test panel hasn't been corrected, so we've got, you know, it's gash, basically. But I sort of think, you can see all 4 products here. The new Pro Sealant, hybrid ceramic wax, 3-in-1 wax, and a liquid wax. Ignore that little bit of white, that's the ink. But you can kind of see that I think the best effect is these top 2, probably followed by that one, probably followed by the wax. But although the wax has still darkened it out, this test panel area here is running out of clear coat, so it's bad. So I don't know, but definitely a nice consistent darkening effect. After we've had the full cure on the car as well, so it's been a while. this paintwork feels absolutely amazing. Really nice, just nice. It just looks nice as well. So I'm really happy with the finish on the car and how the paintwork feels for a sealant product. I thought I'd just mention that. I need to cut this. I've got like etching, round dots. So I wasn't moving when it happened. I've been looking at it forensically. I think it's bird poo. Right, what I want to do next, guys, this test is rubbish, okay? Because it's a curved hood. But let's just move this over here. And I just want to give this a little tilt. Let's give this a little tilty. I'd expect... Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Well, they've got to start going soon. One of them's got... There we go. That's interesting, isn't it? So... Which one's going to go next? Oh, it was the 3-in-1, which took the 2-in-1 with it. But... Normally, I mean, this feels incredible. And I know you think, well, feeling it with your finger isn't that scientific? But that's how I was able to distinguish the SiO2 from the normal wax. This does feel the slickest. In fact, the 3-in-1 though feels slicker than the hybrid ceramic, which feels similar to this wax. Maybe well, I don't know. That's just what I feel. So. In one don't worry about these going on the floor, guys. They're just test things. So in just one pretty unscientific tilt test on a curvy panel, the SiO2 Pro Sealant seems to be the lowest friction, and it definitely feels the slickest. It's got a nice feel to it. So let's take it out and look at the water behaviour now, guys, because I'm interested. So I'm going to plant the camera down. In fact, sorry, I'm going to pause, because I've got to carry all of this out and the trestle, put it outside, so pause. Okay guys, so let's take this. Let's just have a high pressure look. They're all beading. Let's close this door. They're all beading pretty nicely. Can't tell much with that, can you? Right, let's slip it to lower pressure. Oh. Now we're starting to see. And now watch the difference. See, the trail just instantly drops off on that, whereas that you're getting a pooling effect, you know, where they all come together. That's more hydrophobic, and that's more pooling. So it's similar to the Meg's 3-in-1, which is the least hydrophobic, I think. Yeah, that's the least hydrophobic. Next is that. You've got a bit of pooling there, you see it, but not much. Next is that. That liquid wax is definitely the most hydrophobic. Let's go to a slow screen. So there's your pooling. There's no pooling there. There's your pooling. Virtually no pooling there. So what marks would I give this for hydrophobicity? I'd say, it just depends how you look at it really, because you get the pressure going, make it look a lot better. But I'd say that's above average. I'd probably say that's maybe like a 7 or something like that. That's like a 10. That's like a 9 or 9.5. And that's like a 6.5 or 7. That's got half a mark more than, no, that's got half a mark less than that one. So that's 6.5, 7, 9.5, 10. Now, what we're going to do is put this flat. Someone's going to complain that we haven't checked the beads, so let's check the beads. okay. The beads on the Pro hide ceramic, they're okay, but then the fact they're not round and pert, if I got the angle more extreme, they're not that pert. Not compared to here. These are pert. And these are pert as well. You see, they're more beady. And these are not too pert. I know the angles aren't great, just gives you a rough idea. So there's your hydrophobicity. Let's cover this in Surfex HD. That breaks down the water tension. Lowering the water tension. Just plaster it. And I'm going to spread this out, as you always see me do. Nice and gently, we'll get that film there. So we've got consistent film. And we'll let that surfactant sit on the panel. It's a lovely cool day in the shade for 45 minutes. Right, let's go and blast this thing down, guys. It's been on for about an hour. Let's go, let's go. It's dried. It's sitting there doing its thing. Let's get some pressure going, hold on. Good blimey. That's coming back now, we're coming back. Interesting. I'm just going to take a towel and buff. I'm surprised by the 3-in-1. Really surprised by the 3-in-1 performance. Just buff this out. Not surprised by the HCW because I knew that was going to do really well. Just pick up any stuff there. Let's just give it another blast. It's still there. You're never going to strip them like that, but it's being degraded. This liquid wax has been degraded, but it is, the sheeting of it slightly faster, got a bit more angle. That 3-in-1, it's doing phenomenally that well, that is, really well. This one, that is really impressive. Really impressive, so it's like barely affected. That's really, really impressive. These two, yeah, the liquid wax has definitely been degraded. You'd expect it to. But that sealant has been equally degraded. But it's not gone, okay? It's far from gone. That's an hour of Surfex HD on there. Let's just clean off my brush. And you don't need to see that. I'm going to go in and conclude the video. Guys, I want to finish the video off. Is the Meguiar's Pro Hybrid Ceramic Sealant M27 a good product? Let's come over here. Here's all the ratings, guys. Value for money, I'm giving it 4. We've gone through and given you market alternatives, and it's one of the most expensive sealants I've seen, so it's below average. Okay? Application and buffing, I'm giving it a 9. The buff on it is so sweet. It's just lovely. Why isn't it a 10? Because it's quite hard to see the film. That's the only reason it doesn't get a 10. I'm looking for perfection, but that's about as good as it gets, and that's really important for me. Slickness 8.5. Paintwork feels lovely, nicer than a wax. Beading 7. It's hydrophobic, but it's not crazy hydrophobic. That is crazy hydrophobic. Okay, that gets like the 9 or whatever, you know, or 9.5. That gets a 7 out of 10. Gloss, it makes the car lovely. You know, people say about the warm, you got the warm thing with a wax, maybe, I don't know. But this, you can see the panel, it's just looking really, really good. So I'm going to give it an 8.5, and it looked good on that test panel compared to the other ones. Durability, I'm giving it a 4. Really, that could be chemical resistance rather than durability, because the ultimate durability test is to put it on your car, just drive around, wash your car with normal car wash and see how it gets on. But it really was affected by the Surfex, and this really wasn't, and neither was this, which was a real surprise. Real surprise, that one, because that, I know, does about 3 months, okay? And I thought, you know, it's not an amazing durability product, but for an all-in-one, it's pretty decent. And that seemed to be less affected than this. So that was the only disappointing thing, really. Overall, I'm giving it a 7.5. I don't usually do these points things because they're so kind of, well, they're okay when you're comparing products. Anyway, I've got to crack on. So the disappointment is the statement that it's their most durable professional sealant to date. Apologies if I got that wrong, but I thought I saw that claim somewhere. Maybe it is in their professional line, but it's not as durable as some of these other ones for me. Non-staining, easy to use, yeah. Handle DA, absolutely. Longer sealing time. Well, the cure time's 2 to 3 minutes. Then you leave it for 24 hours. That's absolutely fine. That causes no problems at all. Gloss and slickness, yes. Base, absolutely. Wax top, I'm not so sure if you use a sealant that way, but never mind. Or PPF. And we'd like to see the price come down. To be fair, guys, if you can get the old Halford's trade card, you can get it at a decent price, and often you get the Meguiar's discounts going on. So I'm sure that price will come down, but we've got to review it based on what we've got here. And we try to do it really fairly. So will I be just putting this in the box, giving it away, or, you know, not using it? No, I'm keeping this. I'm a fan of the Meguiar's sealants. Check out my M21 video where me and Reg were using it. One of the most important things is being able to get good results very easily, and that's why application and the buff is always important to me. Meguiar's liquid waxes and, you know, protection products seem to excel at that, and this is no exception. So it's done really well on that front. Does it raise the bar much beyond M21, which you can get for less money? Does it really raise the bar beyond that? It raises it a little bit. And if you can get a good deal on it, I would buy this over M21, and I love M21. So that says it all. I am going to be keeping this. And then you can, I guess, you can then switch over to the hybrid ceramic wax to spray on top of it. Now, you've got that as a foundation layer. And then this, you spray and rinse, and it will give you all the beadage and stuff like that. This stuff is a monster, though. It really is a monster, this product. It does really well in testing. And you can decant some of this, take away like a fifth of it, mix it 1 to 5 with DI water, and you can use it as an even, it creates, because it's so concentrated and thick, when you do that, you make it a bit more user-friendly as a spray and rinse and a bit easier to use without any streaking issues. So, and this is cheap. So this and this would make a really good combo. The only thing you can't do with this and this is polish your car. There's no abrasives in it. So this true all-in-one is another reason why I keep the 3-in-1 wax. I think these are 3 decent products. This isn't, as I've said, it's not like a ding, 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 5-star home run, 100% amazing, doing everything well. I've given you an honest view of it, but it ticks the boxes that are important to tick for me. And I reckon if you like the sound of what I've been saying, you should check it out. And if you don't, and you want more durability and beading, you might want to check out that, because that gives you durability and beading. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now. Look at those 3 darts. I didn't put them in there deliberately. Honest.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I